Hi there, it's Karen Reader with Recap. This month is such a fantastic month to celebrate our Earth with picture books. April 22nd is Earth Day, and then the last Friday in April is National Arbor Day. So you need books about trees, and I have them for you. I typed in tree just to the local library and found a stack, like 15 to 20 picture books about trees. And me and my kids read them together and we picked out our favorites, and I'm going to share our very favorites with you. The first one is called Little Tree by Loren. This one was my 7-year-old's favorite. When he was in first grade, his teacher read it to him, and it is such a wonderful book. I just love it. So I should let you know that I'm going to tell you what happens in these books. I might not tell every ending, but I'm going to be telling you what happens in these books. There will be spoilers. So it talks about this little tree that's planted with other little trees. And then as the tree gets bigger, the trees are doing the natural things that trees do. They're, animals are coming and they're changing colors. And then there comes a day when it's time for the trees to lose their leaves. But little tree, he won't let go because he's scared. And so he doesn't want to let go of his leaves. And so all the other trees just keep going through the seasons and they keep getting bigger. But he does not, because he won't let go of his leaves. He's still scared. And so eventually, in the end of the book, he loses his leaves. Look, these are all the trees that he's started out with, and they've grown up all big. And he's still so little, and he finally decides to let go of his leaves. And then he starts to grow and become beautiful. And so this is such a great book for Arbor Day, and it's such a great book to compare for the kids about growth and about insecurities. I just love this book. That's my top one right there. Little Tree. My next one is called Our Tree Named Steve by Zweibel. And this one is so cute. This family, it's all about a family, and they move in and they have to clear trees, but they decide to leave one tree because their daughter called the tree Steve. She couldn't say tree very well, and she called it Steve. And so it goes through about their life of coming to love this wonderful tree and how they built their lives around it, and it was always there for them. And they were always there interacting with it. You see they have these swings, and I love the pictures in this book, and my son always loves a good book with a dog in it, and so it does have a dog character. And so then eventually, it's so sad what happens. The story is parents, they're writing letters to their kids. They're at grandma's house, and they're telling the story about this tree in their lives. And so one day, it's very sad, a storm causes Steve to fall over. And so then Steve's no more, and the parents say, but you know what? Steve's still a part of us. So I'll let you discover how Steve is still a part of that family. And that's really cute. A great book about a tree and a family and how they all came around Steve the tree. The next one is called The Searcher and Old Tree. So you can see here, the searcher is this raccoon and this beautiful old tree, that their relationship together. This is by David McPhail, and searcher is out for the night, and he's come back home to his tree, and he crawls up into his tree, and then there's this storm raging, and it is just blowing, and the tree is just tossed in the branches are tossed and tossed in the storm, but there's searcher. He's safe in the old tree. And so it goes through, and in the end, searcher comes down, and he sees these branches all strewn about, and he was protected all night by the old tree. It's really cute, this cute little raccoon. And, you can talk all about of how trees provide safety and a home for animals, and it's just such a sweet book about, again, a connection of animals with their tree. Our last book was about a family with a tree. And he waves, and he'll be back, and this tree will be there for him, and the safety it provides. So that's a fun one. And then the next one is just a classic favorite. I don't know who doesn't think of, when you think of trees, the giving tree, right? This is a favorite from when I was young. and I was reading it, and I was like, oh man, I'm remembering this a little different. I don't know, maybe I was in a grumpy mood at that moment. So The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. It's about this boy and his relationship with a tree, and the tree loves the boy. The tree has some personification, she interacts and talks to the boy. And then as the boy grows up and he comes back, and the tree gives different parts of herself, like her apples, her branches, eventually her trunk, even, and all to satisfy the boy to help make him happy. And I was like, oh man, this boy's a little jerk. but it's all about the love of somebody for somebody else. And we can talk about the things that trees can provide for us, and also about us taking care of our earth. If you are feeling like the boy's feeling a little negligent towards the tree, that he's just always taking. So maybe that can also be a lesson of what can we give back when we are taking so much and receiving so much from a tree. Because it's just such a beautiful, beautiful story about, it constantly says, and the tree was happy. And in the end, again, there they are together. So I love that because it's just such a story about love and connection. So our next one is called We Planted a Tree by Diane Muldrow. And there were lots of books about the things that happen when you plant a tree and the good that it does and what happens as a result of planting a tree. And so this was the one I settled on because it has these beautiful pictures and it talks about everything that happens. And I really like the writing. I think it's written really well. And then at the end, I love these last words. It says, we planted a tree, and that one tree made the world better. We planted a tree, and that one tree helped heal the earth. We planted a tree, and it grew up. And so did we. So another beautiful picture book about trees. Our last fiction book that we have for you is called Who Will Plant a Tree? Written by Pallotta. So this one's really, really cute because it talks about all these animals and how just them doing their normal things that they do in life, of how that results in trees being planted. And the animals have various ways, whether the seeds get stuck to them and then fall off later, or whether they eat it and poop it out. And so kids like potty humor, so that will be funny. And there are so many ways that animals living their lives, they help distribute the seeds and plant trees. And so a beautiful picture book that will have your kids also giggling a little bit at times, and about who will plant a tree and how they can as well. So our last one I wanted to give a mention to is a nonfiction book. It's called Tree, From Seed to Mighty Forest. And this one is beautiful. It's got so much great information about trees, and it's laid out really well, and beautiful pictures. And so if you want one just with information about trees, I highly recommend this beautiful one, all about trees, with lots of openings, and like I said, lots of beautiful pictures. So I hope that this gives you some great ideas of what you can do to use trees with the kids in your life to teach them more about trees and how important they are to us. And I hope that this will help them to learn more about Arbor Day and Earth Day and just the wonderful ways that trees are a wonderful thing for us in our lives. And so if you like this video, please take a second and help me out and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and tell other people about it. I look forward to being back and sharing more with you about different book recommendations, and I will see you soon.